The morning sun filtered through the blinds of Emily Harper's modest Cape Cod home in Maplewood, New Jersey, casting slanted rays across the kitchen table where she sat, her hands trembling around a steaming mug of coffee. Today was the day. After 2 years of silent endurance, of swallowing betrayal while meticulously gathering evidence, Emily was ready to confront her family. The weight of her parents' deception, her father David's 12-year affair with Jessica Miller, her sister Sarah's calculated scheme to cut her out of the inheritance, and her mother Linda's complicity, had fueled her resolve. Today, at a staged family reunion to celebrate the final mortgage payment on her parents' $180 home, Emily would unveil the truth. Her husband, Michael, placed a steady hand on her shoulder. "You sure you're ready, Em? I can go in your place." His voice was gentle but firm, his hazel eyes searching hers for any sign of doubt. Emily shook her head, her navy blue pantsuit crisp, a string of pearls gleaming at her neck, a stark contrast to her usual caregiver scrubs. "No, Michael, this is my fight. I need to do this." She clutched her tablet, loaded with damning evidence, audio recordings, screenshots of David's illicit messages, and legal documents exposing the conspiracy to defraud her. Michael nodded, his jaw tight. "I'll be there in 30 minutes if anything goes wrong. And Ethan's all set. I told him you're at an important meeting. When you're done, we'll take him to that new diner he loves. Just the three of us." Emily drove to her parents' colonial-style home, her heart pounding like a war drum. The house, with its manicured lawn and wraparound porch, had once been a symbol of family unity. Now, it was a battlefield. She stepped inside, greeted by Linda's hesitant smile. "Emily, it's been so long," her mother said, a flicker of unease in her eyes. David, Sarah, and Sarah's husband, Tom, a corporate lawyer with a smug demeanor, stood in the foyer, their expressions a mix of curiosity and guarded anticipation. "Thanks for coming," Emily said, her voice steady as she addressed each by name. Bowing slightly, "I brought some important documents." David's eyes flicked to her tablet bag, a nervous twitch at the corner of his mouth. "You came prepared," he said, his tone too casual. They moved to the dining room, where a polished mahogany table gleamed under a chandelier. Emily connected her tablet to the flat-screen TV mounted on the wall, her movements deliberate. The air grew thick with confusion as her family exchanged glances. "I have a special announcement," Emily began, standing at the head of the table, raising a glass of sparkling cider. "For 2 years, I've been searching for the truth. Today, I'm sharing what I found." She pressed play, and the room filled with the audio from 2 years ago, recorded outside this very house on her parents' 45th anniversary. Sarah's voice, sharp and mocking, echoed, "She's such a deadbeat. It's pathetic. I can't wait until she's done paying off that mortgage." Linda's agreement followed, "It's all set. Sarah, don't worry." The words hung like a guillotine. Emily watched their faces, Sarah's paling, David's jaw tightening, Linda's eyes widening in shock. "This was recorded exactly 2 years ago," Emily said, her voice calm but cutting. "And as of last week, I paid off the final $180 of your mortgage. Just as you planned." Sarah's voice broke the silence. Trembling, "Emily, you've known all this time?" Emily met her sister's gaze. Unflinching, "Yes. I kept paying for 2 years. Knowing everything, on my attorney's advice. But that's just the start." She swiped her tablet, projecting screenshots of David's messages with Jessica Miller. "Dad, care to explain your 12-year affair with Jessica Miller?" The room froze. David's face drained of color, his hands gripping the table. "And by the way," Emily continued, "I've already spoken to Jessica's husband. He deserved the truth, too." Linda stood abruptly, her chair scraping the hardwood floor. "David, is this true? You've been cheating for 12 years? Her voice cracked, tears welling. Emily pressed on, displaying the mortgage repayment records, 12 years of her sacrifices laid bare. "This is what I paid out of love for this family," she said, her voice steady despite the storm inside her. She turned to Tom, who was frantically typing on his phone. "Tom, don't bother deleting anything. Every piece of legal advice you gave to cut me out of the inheritance is backed up." Chaos erupted. Linda hurled a crystal vase at the wall, shards scattering like her shattered trust. Sarah burst into tears, her hands covering her face. David stammered, "Emily, you don't understand," but his excuses drowned in the uproar. Emily stood tall, her heart racing but her resolve unbreakable. "As of today, our relationship is over," she declared. As she turned to leave, David grabbed her wrist, his face twisted with rage. "You can't do this to us." The door swung open, and Michael's voice thundered, "Let go of her." He stepped inside, his 6-foot frame imposing, his usually warm eyes blazing with fury. David froze, releasing Emily's wrist. "Michael," he muttered, shaken. Michael's voice was low, lethal. "Don't touch my wife again. If you do, I'm calling the police." The room fell silent, the air electric with tension. Michael turned to David, his tone scathing. "You were part of this conspiracy? You have no idea what Emily's endured these past 2 years, the stress, the heartbreak, the strength it took to keep paying that mortgage while you plotted against her." He guided Emily toward the door, helping her into her coat. "From now on, all communication goes through our attorney." In the car, Emily's composure crumbled, tears streamed down her face, a mix of exhaustion and relief. Michael rubbed her back in silence, letting her process the storm. "How do we tell Ethan?" she whispered through sobs. Michael's voice was gentle but firm. "We'll tell him the truth in a way he can understand. He'll know his mom did the right thing." A week later, the fallout began to ripple. Linda called Emily, her voice trembling. "I've filed for divorce. Emily, I can't live with David after this." Emily was stunned. She'd expected her parents to close ranks, to blame her and stay united. "He confessed everything," Linda continued, her voice breaking. 12 years with that woman. Spending money on her while you paid our mortgage. I was a fool." Emily's heart wavered, torn between pity and pain. "Mom, you agreed to cut me out of the family," she said softly. After a long pause, Linda whispered, "Sarah pressured me. I didn't realize how much you'd sacrificed. I'm so sorry." Emily took a deep breath. "I'm done, Mom. I can't risk being used again." She hung up, her hands shaking. Michael, sitting beside her, frowned. "I'm surprised. I thought they'd turn on you and stick together." Emily nodded, her voice quiet. "So did I." Linda's calls became frequent, apologies, pleas, tales of financial struggle. One night, after another tearful voicemail, Michael said gently, "You're not obligated to carry her emotional weight. She made her choices." Emily sighed, her resolve firming. "You're right. I've carried this family for 34 years. It's time to focus on us, on Ethan." 2 months later, Emily and Michael walked into a Manhattan courthouse, Rachel Cohen by their side. Rachel's meticulous work had built an airtight case. The judge's gavel fell, and the ruling came. "I hereby order the defendants to pay 80% of the total mortgage amount as damages to the plaintiff." Emily's knees nearly buckled, relief flooding her. It wasn't full restitution, but it was validation, 12 years of sacrifice acknowledged. Michael steadied her, whispering, "You did it, Em." As they exited, Sarah rushed toward them, desperation in her eyes. "Emily, we're still sisters, right?" Michael stepped forward, his voice calm but firm. "Sarah, there's a restraining order. Stay back, or we'll call the police." Sarah's face crumpled. "Michael, even you? We're family." He shook his head. "Family isn't blood. It's love and respect. You threw that away." Emily turned away, her heart heavy but free. That night, Emily used part of the compensation to open a college fund for Ethan. The rest went into expanding Harper Haven, hiring 2 new nurses and upgrading the facility's therapy wing. 12 years of hard work finally paid off, Michael said, squeezing her hand. Emily smiled, tears of gratitude in her eyes. "I couldn't have done it without you. I'd have given up halfway." Michael pulled her close. "You were never alone. You've got us." A year later, life had transformed. Harper Haven buzzed with activity. Its new wing filled with grateful residents whose heartfelt thanks meant more than any dollar amount. Emily, now 35, felt lighter, as if heavy chains had fallen away. No more mortgage payments. No more manipulation. She was free. Michael lounged on their new sectional sofa, a grin spreading across his face. You've changed, Em. That real smile of yours, it's back. She laughed. The sound genuine, unburdened. I feel like me again. News of her family trickled in through her cousin. Then, one crisp autumn afternoon, Linda's living alone now, he said over the phone. His tone cautious. Divorce is final. She's in a small apartment in Newark. Working part-time at a grocery store. It's tough, early shifts. Long hours. She looks older. At family gatherings, she just sits quietly, murmuring about you. Emily's chest tightened, picturing her mother scanning groceries at dawn. And David? She asked. Ben sighed. Rough shape. Jessica left him, took a job in California. Her husband sued him for $12 in damages for the affair. Plus, the $144 he owes you from the lawsuit. He's drowning in legal fees. Talking about selling the house. But after paying you, he'll have nothing left. Ben hesitated, then added, Sarah and Tom are struggling. too. Tom's reputation tanked after the lawsuit. Clients don't trust him. He enabled financial abuse. His firm sidelined him, cut his salary. Sarah's looking for work, but it's hard after years as a stay-at-home mom. They're fighting constantly. Neighbors heard Tom yelling that Sarah's family ruined his career. Emily listened, the news distant, like echoes from a past life. Thanks, Ben, she said, hanging up. Michael took her hand, his voice soft. You're a strong woman, Em. You built a new life from this. She squeezed back, warmth spreading through her. We built it, you, me, Ethan. Just then, Ethan, now 9, bounded into the room, his backpack slung over one shoulder. Mom, where's our next trip? Every month, they planned a family adventure, lighthouses on the Jersey Shore, hiking trails in the Adirondacks, history tours in Philadelphia. Your pick, buddy, Emily said, ruffling his hair. The Liberty Science Center. Ethan grinned, his eyes sparkling. It was a simple moment. But to Emily, it was everything. Once, her mind had been consumed by her parents' demands, their endless needs. Now, her focus was on the family in front of her, Michael's steadfast love, Ethan's boundless curiosity. She'd learned a truth that reshaped her world. Family wasn't blood. It was trust, respect, and unwavering support. With Michael and Ethan by her side, Emily Harper had found her true home, and it was more than enough.